What's going on, guys? Dan back with the Regular Guy Garage. So something that I thought I was fighting, which actually might not be fighting, is rising coolant temperature. And I did learn something about this 7.3 liter Godzilla that is not something I'm used to. I know it's been around for a while, but it's not something I've ever dealt with. So it's the difference between cylinder head temperature and then coolant temperature. So as you can see that Deutsch connector right there, this wire runs around. What I did was, there's a sensor that goes into the head in the front on the passenger side. It goes into a dry hole and it measures the temperature of the cylinder head. So it's measuring the temperature of the aluminum. And what I'd read was Ford kind of switched to that to measure thermal load on the engine. It's a little bit better because if you have like an air pocket or something, your coolant temperature could give you a false reading while your cylinder head temperature could be going up. But being that I'm running the Holley Terminator X, a lot of times if I shut it off, let it sit for a little bit and then start it back up, the fueling is way off. And I'm saying if I let it sit for like 20 minutes. And I think it's because there's an actual difference between cylinder head temperature and then the actual coolant temperature. I've messed with a lot of other things like manifold air temperature settings and all that stuff, and it hasn't lined up. So I'm gonna try and test that theory here. So what I did was I spliced this connector in, and then over here to my CAN module, which I have. So that's the input output module for the Terminator X. It gives me 8 additional inputs and outputs because I've used most of the outputs. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got it kind of wired. I'm gonna get some new split loom because this is really all I have left. So this way I could loom this. But essentially what I'm gonna do is I can plug this into a liquid temperature sensor. I have a rife temperature sensor coming. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in this hose probably further down, because this is the hose that feeds the heater core, but it comes directly from the top of the engine block. So really from the top of the engine block out of that pipe, if I can get it as far down there as possible, I'll really be reading the liquid coolant as it comes out of the engine block. And then I'm gonna test it with this. I'll read the difference between cylinder head temperature and then my actual coolant temperature. Now I've been reading that there's typically a 20-degree difference between cylinder head temperature and then coolant temperature. And the way that I've noticed it is, and I'll try and put this in the video, as I'm driving, if I'm on the throttle, the temperature goes up. As soon as I let go of the throttle, the temperature drops fairly quick, even if the fans aren't on. And that's essentially because it's reading the heat from the cylinder head. So on the throttle, more heat, you're gonna get higher temperature. But that's different from the actual coolant because the coolant is constantly pumping through. So I think really what's happening is the ECU is reading that, the Holley Terminator. I think the Ford factory one may be different. I've read there's a resistor in there to kind of be able to calculate all that. But I think what's happening is my coolant temperature isn't rising, cylinder head temperature is rising, and then the computer is saying, oh, we need more fuel. But really the strategy in the tune, it's like, well, we don't really need more fuel. We have enough. So now let's use closed loop to pull a lot out. When I say pull a lot of fuel out, my closed loop really hovers, like the highest I've seen is like 6. Typically I'm in the 1 or 2% correction plus or minus, which is like really nothing. And you know, I could run it in open loop, I'm sure perfectly fine. Some people are perfectionists and try to get it as close to 0 as possible. I am one of those people, so when I see 5 and 6, I'm like, what the heck's going on? And then I start fiddling with other stuff, like I said, manifold air temperature or intake air temperature, and it starts getting even worse. So I'm gonna test that and see if this actually makes a difference. The other things that I have done, if you're fairly new to the channel as far as the liquid, or coolant temperature is concerned, I did put a 180-degree thermostat. I tried a couple different 175s. They actually made the car run a little hotter. So I put a 180 in it from a Ford 6.2 liter, dropped right in. Was able to get the cylinder head temperature down to where I like it, which is right around 200. The highest I see is 205, and then usually it hovers between 195 and 200. And then I put this set of electric fans on from Durale, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, I put these on. I had the contour fans initially. I threw these on. These flow much better air. I feel like they use less They put less of a load on the alternator too, which is kind of nice. And then I also kind of boxed off the radiator as far as making sure I got some rubber in here and on the other side and then on the bottom, so it's not sucking hot air back into the fan. It's all coming through what it can in the front of the car. And really what will happen is, if my theory is right and my coolant temperature, say, is hovering in the 180s, 190 at the most, but my cylinder head temperature, I'm still getting 200 plus, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip-flop the wires so that the ECU or my I/O module will read cylinder head temperature, and then the ECU will read coolant temperature. I will have to make that change in the software, but it's a couple button clicks and then just making sure the scaling is right. But then at that point, the ECU will correct based off of the liquid coolant temperature and not the actual cylinder head temperature. And we'll see if that makes a difference. All right, so I like to kind of keep it transparent here. I'm gonna cut this hose. This is either gonna go good or bad. I've got 2 vice grips on it to try and keep any coolant from just pouring out of this thing. And I'm hoping for the best. One, to not lose every bit of coolant, but then also to not rip these hoses with the vice grips. So update in a second. All right, so I've got the sensor installed. I did lose a little bit of coolant. I was trying to not have to really bleed the system, but basically that whole hose ran dry. So I'm just gonna lift the car up. I'll put my radiator bleeding kit on it. It shouldn't be too much to bleed. I'll just bleed whatever residual air is out of it. And then we'll see what the difference is between the actual now liquid coolant temperature, again, coming straight from the top of the block, and then the cylinder head temperature, which is not reading coolant, it's reading the temperature of the metal on the front part of the cylinder head right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bleed it real quick, and then we'll kind of show you. What I'll do is I'll put them both on the dash so you can see them next to each other, and then we'll go for a drive. You can already see the difference. CTS is cylinder head. This is the coolant temperature sensor. They're already 20 degrees off. So 205 on the cylinder head. The thermostat's probably not even open yet. Fan just kicked on. Of course, it's not hooked up. Thermostat open because it had some bubbles come out. It went all the way back down into the 170s. Cylinder head temp went down into the 190s, and now it'll creep back up. But this hasn't gotten over 184, I think was the highest I saw so far. All right, so just to kind of show the difference too, like the car's been off for probably 25 minutes. Cylinder head temp still showing 171. Now, well, so I switched him. So now the Holley terminator is gonna read my liquid sensor, and then I changed the CHT, cylinder head temperature. That's the one that's in the cylinder head. So I made the change, so my CAN module is reading this one, and then on the sensors for coolant temperature, I have the rife, which they give you a table, so I have all the sensor data that Motion Raceworks give you, but yeah, so that's the difference there now. So like I was saying earlier, my theory is that it's adding fuel because it's reading that it's way hotter than it is. And when the coolant temperature is right now, that's 30 degrees off. So if it thinks that the engine is hotter than it is, but it actually is really 30 degrees cooler, and it's running that strategy, it's gonna need more fuel. So that's kind of what I've been seeing going on. I'll kind of test that and see if that's correct, but. All right, so you can see the difference. The fans haven't turned on. I'm almost at, 198, 199 for cylinder head. The coolant actual temp is way lower. And so when I go on the gas like I am now, you see the cylinder head temp creeping up, but the coolant temp won't really follow it as fast. right, so as you can see the difference between the two temperatures, so it's pretty, not that it's inaccurate, but there's a pretty wide spread. It's anywhere from like 25 on the high end to like 10 or 12 degrees difference between the cylinder head temp and the coolant temp. So now I have the Holly Terminator correcting off coolant temperature as opposed to the actual cylinder head temperature. I did actually get stranded on the side of the road during that thing I was doing. Partially my own fault. What I'm doing is I'm working on setting the IAC setting for when I turn the air conditioner on. So I turned the AC on, I was cruising for a little bit, it shut off, and I actually need to rewire it because I don't have it. Basically that wire has 12 volts all the time, so even when I'm cranking, and I just had a brain fart and tried to crank the car over while the AC was on, and it popped the little main fuse. So luckily my wife wasn't too far away and it was down the road. She ran to O'Reilly's real quick, grabbed me a fuse. I threw it down on the side of the road. So note to self, I'm gonna carry these with me. All right guys, so just to close it out, there was a difference between the two, obviously. I did have to make some minor fueling corrections in the software now that I'm reading coolant temperature sensor versus cylinder head temperature, which was essentially putting the fuel in where I kind of thought it needed it anyway, and based off of how it was correcting. So now that I've been driving the car like that, I did take it to work today. It's been, I mean, I'm really seeing what I typically see when I finish a car, which is 3% or under correction, mostly 1 or 2, depending on, you know, if I'm going up a hill or decelerating down a hill, or if the temperature is kind of spiking. It was really hot today too, so this was my first time doing some air enrichment adjustment when the temperature, intake air temp, was like 140 plus, because it was about 90 degrees down here. So just kind of wanted to close it out with like, I know in the Godzilla swap community, there's a lot of people who are concerned with the above 200 degree, what they think is CTS or coolant temperature. It's actually cylinder head temperature, and there is a difference between what your coolant actually is versus what the cylinder head temp is. And I did also have to adjust when my fans turn on and when they turn off. So now they turn on at 190, they turn off at 180. So anyway, guys, I hope this kind of helps clear that up for you. If anyone has any confusions over cylinder head temperature versus coolant temperature. And then if you are a fellow Godzilla swapper and you're seeing 205, 210 cylinder head temps, you're fine. You expect your coolant temp to be anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below that. So if you start seeing 230, 240, that's when it's kind of like, okay, something's going on. Either I have a actual problem or air in my, coolant system or whatever. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.